What's going on, guys? My name is Tim Roswick, and today we're talking about productivity because I have tried my best to be productive this last month and a half and the next month and a half as I move into crunch time for Philophobia. Now, there's a lot of stuff that I learned, right? I've shared a lot of productivity stuff on this channel. In fact, if you search productivity, you'll find a couple videos, you'll find a couple playlists, you'll find a bunch of stuff. I've shared all the general stuff. You can Google productivity and you can find all the general stuff. So I'm not going to share that stuff there. What I'm going to share today are specific actionable tips that have actively helped me increase my productivity while making a damn game. And I'm going to skip over the basic stuff. I'm going to assume you should eliminate distractions. You should create lists of stuff and order them by importance. I'm going to assume you've got the basics down. You've got, you can Google productivity and there's 25 million articles that are the exact same and they claim that they're hacks, but really they just list the same 10 things. So go read those if you want the basic stuff. This is stuff that I've learned actively by doing. So let's start with number one. Now, one of the things that I've learned about productivity is it's not just about working more, because originally I thought hey, if I could work 10 or 15 hours a day, I can get 3 times as much as if I work 5 times an hour a day. But that's not how it works. Your body does not work that way. So getting more done in less amount of time is actually possible because you're more productive, and that's how productivity helps you. So one of the things that I've really tried to focus on is this sort of inspiration and motivation and the feel good chemicals in the body. Now, obviously, you should move around and get exercise. I'm not very good at that, as you can tell. My brother lectures me all the time. He's a personal trainer, and he tells me, "Yo, Tim, you gotta get up and move. You gotta do all that stuff." I know I gotta do that. I just don't, because the computer's in front of me, and the computer doesn't move, and I gotta get shit done. So one of the things that I do to kind of, it's not even the same chemicals, but to get a similar feeling of motivation, get similar things that kind of pull me through, is I pair things that can be finished with things that can't be finished. So every time I sit down, I finish something, and that kind of gives me a push to go forward. Now, in game development, there are a lot of things you can't finish in one sitting, especially if you're making a longer term game. I've learned that here. I got spoiled with the Finish Friday stuff. I just sat down for 8 weeks and boom, finished a mobile game. Ain't no thing. And then I got to sit down and work on this game that takes me years, months, whatever. So it's a different beast. But I always try and pick something. I try and write something down that I can finish along with something that I can't finish. And that kind of gives me the motivation to, continue on it and get the shit done. I don't know if this will work for everybody. I know it works for me. I've tried it a couple different ways and a couple different times. Generally, I like to pick 3 things that I want to get done for the day, and those 3 things I try no matter what to get those 3 things done. Sometimes I don't get them done. I add them to the list tomorrow. But generally, if I'm picking 3 things, there'll be 1 or 2 small chunks of things. For example, I might say finish 3 levels, finish the new enemy, and then get started on the I don't know, the new AI or whatever. That seems to help me because finish 3 levels, I could do it. Finish the new enemy, I can do that. The AI may take a couple days, so I get as far as I can on that, and then just be okay, I'm gonna call it quits. But those first 2 wins, they push me through, and if I feel like I got extra energy and I feel motivated, I can start on maybe the AI and get a little bit done, and then when I feel drained, maybe I can work on that one thing that I can finish up. So kind of balancing out them a little bit really helps me kind of get shit done and moving forward. So productivity tip number 2, this is something so everybody tells you to limit distractions, silence your phone and don't go on Twitter, or use a browser plugin to block your shit. But we need our social media, okay? We're addicted. We're human beings that are addicted to social media, and what are you gonna do without it? You got emails, they ding, you need to check that shit. You got tweets, someone mentions you got to see that, right? So saying eliminate distractions is kind of hard. Like when I got people messaging me on Discord and emailing me, and you know, I got to check the Bitcoin prices and I got to do all that stuff, right? So telling me not to do that is like, thanks for the tip, article. Don't do the bad thing. Woohoo, you're super helpful. No, that shit doesn't help. What I do is I schedule those things. I'll say like, let's say it's like noon. I'll say, okay, at 4 p.m., I'll get a half hour to just fuck around and mess with Discord and email and Twitter and Facebook and Bitcoin and all that great stuff. Email, I don't even check once a day. I check closer to once a week, to be honest. And this is just like, obviously I don't think everybody's in a position to be able to do that. So I totally get that. I totally understand if you have to check it more often. But scheduling it and kind of like having set days to do things really kind of helps me. Like email especially has a lot of anxiety because for me, because like in my marketing company, it was just insane and it just like destroyed me. And so like email itself is just like, really don't want to fucking deal with it. I don't want to look at it at all. So I very rarely check email. But everything else is like, you know, I schedule once or twice a day where I mess with everything. And that seems to work out for me. It seems to work pretty well, to be honest. I'm surprised how well it works. It also kind of does this, forces this like Pomodoro technique type of thing on me where I got to work until that time and then I get to go fuck around and do my stuff. So it kind of rolls into like the Pomodoro technique of like the sprint and to get stuff done before that time to go check all the stuff. And there's always stuff waiting for me. It's always fun and I got lots of dopamine and woohoo. My brain goes crazy. So that's worked for me. Number 3, and this is a weird one. I never thought I would do this, but live streaming, man. Live streaming on Twitch. I've been trying it the past couple of days. I haven't been doing it on YouTube, but I've been streaming on Twitch past couple of days, and it keeps me on task because I got people watching what I'm doing. I got people watching me. And when I have people watching me, like, I can't go on Netflix. I can't go on YouTube. I can't fuck around and, like, not get anything done. Now, granted, you know, I talk back and forth to my viewers, so it's a little bit of a distraction. But the amount of shit I get done, I think, is much higher when I'm streaming than when I'm not streaming. So I've been streaming the past couple of days, and to be honest, I'm probably going to stream most days every week for the next couple weeks on Twitch. So if you haven't followed my Twitch channel, check it out in the description. It's twitch.tv/Tim Ruswick. I will be streaming development of Philophobia because it just makes me more productive, man. I'm kind of surprised people want to watch it, to be honest. Like, I can't watch people do game development for very long because it's kind of like, unless they're doing something like visually. So I try and do like the more graphic and visual stuff on the stream, like the level design and the enemy design, because that's fun to watch, I think, at least for me. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but that has been a huge boost to my productivity. I have been dreading building this one enemy for like weeks now. Not dreading, but just like avoiding it. And I get on stream and I do it in like 2 days. So not even 2 days, like, you know, 2 hours each day. And that was a big plus for me. And then I can design a bunch of levels around it. And I can't stream for super long, but it's like that time while I'm streaming is like super productive. So I recommend you try that out. I mean, if you're new to it, what do you got to lose, man? You know, when you're starting out, you start out with 0 viewers or maybe 1 viewer, but like just knowing that you're streaming what you're doing off to the internet, I think for me is enough to kind of help keep me on task, and it's helped for sure. So like by a big margin. So that's the third number tip. If you've got any productivity tips, please leave them below. I'm always looking for stuff like that. Not the general stuff like that's in all the articles, like eat breakfast, don't get distracted, you know, make a list. Everybody knows that stuff. But if you got any like quick things that you do to kind of be more productive, leave them down below, man. I'm all about them right now because I have more work than I have time at this point on Philophobia. So I hope that was helpful. I hope I helped you out. If I did, please leave me a like and a comment down below. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/TimRuswick. Be streaming like almost every day for the next couple weeks, maybe months. Maybe I'll continue it on. I don't know. But we can hang out. We can play Philosophy. We can make some demonic hearts together. So I'll see you there. But once again, I'm Tim Ruswick, and I will see you tomorrow.